Engaging your teens' cooperation from the book, How to Talk So Teens Will Listen and Listen So Teens Will Talk. We've discussed a number of things from Faber and Maslish's book, the link to which should be under this video. And today we're going to talk about two different things that we can do to engage our teens' cooperation. One of the things is, instead of angry reprimands, do the unexpected. Do something funny or something weird or something goofy or something strange. For some of us, that comes more naturally, and for others of us, we have to work at it. But it can change the mood. It can make a sudden difference in the atmosphere. Teens can be especially sensitive to the reprimand or the disapproval of their parents, but by substituting humor or the unexpected for criticism, we change the mood and encourage everybody's playful spirit. As usual, there's something in the middle of the chapter to illustrate this point, and we have a comic here that has people at the dining table, and the mom is saying to the teen, "Stop slurping your soup. That's a disgusting sound." And the father chimes in and says, "Didn't you hear your mother?" And one kid says, "It wasn't me." And the other kid says, "It was him." But instead of griping or complaining or criticizing or reprimanding, not in every case, more in the, let's say, less important cases, like slurping soup at the table, do the unexpected. So here in the comic, they have the mother beating on one of the pots with a wooden spoon. And she says, "I challenge each person at this table to consume an entire bowl full of soup without a single slurp." One kid says, "I can do it." Another kid says, "So can I." The father says, "Can it be done?" Now, again, I've said it before many times. I'll say it again. It's not a magic formula, but I'm telling you, we've done this with our kids. I've done it with kids that I mentor. It can change the atmosphere, and it can change the atmosphere to one that's more amenable, one that's more cooperative, one that's more fun for everybody. So instead of angry reprimands, do the unexpected, inject some humor, be a little weird, and see what happens. Another suggestion here is, instead of nagging, put it in writing. Some teens are slow to respond to a parent's reasonable reminder. Often the written word can accomplish what the spoken word cannot. For example, in a comic in the middle of their chapter says, instead of nagging, and it has a picture of a father and a dog and a leash in the father's hand looking at his son who's lying on the top of his bed. And the father says, "Jeff, when are you going to take Pepper out? And don't say later." So the kid says, "Soon." The father says, "Ha ha, very funny. I'm serious, Jeff. He's not a cat that can use the litter box." The son says, "Like, duh." Instead of nagging, put it in writing. So this other alternative situation has the father coming into the son's room as he's lying on his bed. And the father says, "Jeff, look, a note from Pepper." And he hands his son a piece of paper as the son says, "Huh?" And the boy reads the note, which says, "Dear Jeff, here's the scoop. It's out I go or in I poop. Love, Pepper." And then a little paw print next to the name. And the boy goes, "Okay, Pepper, where's your leash?" Now again, not magic, But sometimes these alternative ways of dealing with our teens can bring about results that ordinary nagging and expression of frustration and shaming and guilting and criticizing and lecturing don't accomplish. And we've said before, and we'll say again, you don't necessarily do all these things every time. Some situations call for one of these, some require for two or three. Very few situations will ever require for you to do all of these suggestions. But why not give them a try? Why not start today and see what happens? And that's it for today on this edition of Parenting Matters with McCracken. We'll see you next time.